Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet Nashta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatattam Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Nashtaki Om Jnana Timarandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Sri Caitanya Manobhistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swaha Padantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namustate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriya Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirviseshasha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatani Vanchakalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhuva Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So we are going to continue reading from Srimad Bhagavatam. We are on Canto 3, Chapter 15, Text 32, where the four Kumaras are getting agitated now at Jaya Vijay and being stopped to enter to see the Lord. Munaya Uchcha Kovam Ihaitya Bhagvat Paricharya Yoches Tad Dharminam Nivasatam Vishamaha Swabhavaha Tasmin Prashanta Purushe Gata Vigrahevam Kovatmavat Kuhakayo Parishankaniyaha. The sages said, who are these two persons who have developed such a discordant mentality, even though they are posted in the service of the Lord, in the highest position, and we are expected to have developed the same qualities as the Lord? How are these two persons living in Vaikuntha? Where is the possibility of an enemies coming into this kingdom of God? The Supreme Personality of Godhead has no enemy. Who could be envious of him? Probably these two persons are impostors. Therefore, they suspect others to be like themselves. So the four Kumaras, they're getting upset. They're like, who are these two people? Why are they stopping us from coming inside? They think we are envious of the Lord because they must be envious. So they must be imposters. Because otherwise the Vaikuntha Vasis, they are supposed to have the qualities of the Lord, friendly to everyone. No enviousness. No, Krishna has no envy for anyone. We in our original state also, we have no envy. Because we are Satchidananda, we are full of eternal bliss and knowledge. We are perfectly situated in our original position. Here, the envy we have is because we are not yet in our original position. So we feel, oh, let me try to do what the other person is doing. He seems happier. Let me do what he's doing. Then maybe even I will feel happy. Then we try that and we say, no, it's not good. Grapes are sour. Let me try something else. But in the spiritual world, we are in our original position. We, each of us in the spiritual world, have a particular spiritual form. It's called Swarup, our eternal spiritual form. Right now we think this body, however we look, that is our Swarup. But no, This is not an eternal form of ours. We can see when we were babies and right now, the form is totally different. But we have an eternal spiritual form. When we go back to Golok Vrindavan or to any of the other Vaikuntha planets, we will have that original form. And each of us have a particular fixed activity. Not that we are just sleeping there and doing nothing. Or just going to KTV or going to the mall for shopping. No, each of us over here, how we have some activities we do, over there also we have some activity. Now, how do we find out what is our original spiritual form? What is our original activity? What shall we do? How shall we find out? Anyone? Should I go to some Babaji who's saying that, come, I can tell you what's your original form in the Goloka Vrindavan? Should I do that? No. What we have to do is continue
chanting.
Yes. Just chant the Hare Krishna mantra. Just continue hearing from Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. Everything will be revealed in good time. Thank you. Everything will be revealed. We don't have to artificially hear all these things from others. Just continue hearing and chanting. We'll know who we truly are. Like Jai Vijay. Jai Vijay, this is their original spiritual form. This is their original duty, what they are doing. It's their service to the Lord. They are the gatekeepers of Vaikuntha. So Jai Vijay, that's their original Swarup. And then they are having this particular service. Similarly, we also have it. We have a Swarup and we have a particular service to the Supreme Lord. So when we are chanting, let's chant with enthusiasm. That let me chant properly so that I can quickly go back to my original position, quickly go back to my original service. So reading on the purport by Srila Prabhupada, the difference between the inhabitants of a Vaikuntha planet and those of a material planet is that in Vaikuntha, all the residents engage in the service of the Lord himself and are equipped with all his good qualities. So in the Vaikuntha planets, everyone is engaged in the service of the Lord. Everyone. There is no one who's not. Now, what is this service? We keep saying it is because of love. There's a loving exchange between the Lord and the devotees. And that love is expressed by an action, which is called service. Not that the Lord is some dictator. No, this is a loving exchange. And all the living entities in Vaikuntha planet have the same qualities, all his good qualities of the Lord. So Krishna, Srila Rupa Goswami Krishna has unlimited qualities, unlimited. So Srila Rupa Goswami in his book Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, which Srila Prabhupada translated as Nectar of Devotion, he speaks of 64 qualities of Krishna. 64 qualities. These qualities are in Krishna in full. Out of these 64 qualities, we human beings, when we are in our perfect stage, can have 50 of these qualities of Krishna. 50 qualities. So that's about 78% of Krishna's qualities when we are in our perfect stage. But of course, because we are tiny, we cannot have these qualities in full, but to our tiny capacity, whatever we have. And then even up to Brahmaji, these 50 qualities. Then Lord Shiva, he has 5 more qualities. So 55 qualities. Lord Vishnu, he has 5 more qualities. So 60 qualities. And only Krishna has 4 more qualities that even Lord Vishnu doesn't have. Lord Narayan does not have. Only Krishna has those 4. And that is, 1 is his flute, 2 is his beautiful form, 3 is his devotees, loving exchanges with his devotees. He's always surrounded by his loving devotees and his wonderful, wonderful, sweet pastimes that even Lord Narayan does not have. And that's the reason when Krishna was here on this earth, Mahavishnu wanted to see Krishna, and that's why he stole the Brahmanas' babies, just so that he could get an opportunity to see Krishna. Anyway, so this is the
I think that Brahma, right? Brahma stole.
Mahavishnu.
Mahavishnu?
Yeah. He stole the Brahmanas' children. The Brahmanas' children were being born. And each child was being born, the child would die, disappear, you know. So he went to Krishna. He went, Dad, you're not doing your duty properly. My children are dying. What's happening? Arjun said, I will protect you. Let your child be born. Arjuna made a big, like covered everything with arrows. Still the child was born, died. Where did he go? And Brahmana said, Arjuna, you promised. So Krishna said, okay, Arjuna, you promised, come now, let's go find. They went everywhere in the world, material world, couldn't find. They went up to Mahavishnu. The babies were with Mahavishnu. He said, my dear Lord, I wanted to see you. I wanted to see your beautiful form. And I didn't know any other way to bring you here. So that's why I did this. Here, take back the babies, and I'm so happy to see you. So even Mahavishnu wants to see Krishna's beautiful form.
Okay. Yeah. I think I got mistook with the cowherd boys and the cows.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah.
So that's good to say that, you know, Krishna's form is so sweet. Anyway, reading on. So it has been analyzed. Now, this is what we are speaking. It has been analyzed by great personalities that when a conditioned soul is liberated and becomes a devotee, about 79% of all the good qualities of the Lord develop in his person. Oh, Prabhupada has put it here. I didn't know. I just spoke about it. So anyway, Prabhupada is writing 79%. So 50 out of the 64. Okay, that's why. That is in our liberated state. Yeah? We can get these qualities in full. Of course, we still have these qualities a little bit here and there. We all have qualities. What we have is coming from Krishna, right? So, but when we are in our really purified stage, liberated stage, situated in our original, we can get 79% of Krishna's qualities. Imagine. Therefore, in the Vaikuntha world, there is no question of enmity between the Lord and the residents. Here in this material world, the citizens may be inimical to the chief executives or heads of states. But in Vaikuntha, there is no such mentality. So there is no enmity here. Even if you're a big CEO and you have thousands of people working under you, they are envious. They're envious of the boss, the people who are working. You know, oh, how can he be the CEO? We are here working hard. Or even if you're the president of the country, there'll be so many people under you who'll be envious. Why do you get to be the president? Why can't I be the president? But in the Vaikuntha world, there is no envy. No envy is there. No one is allowed to enter Vaikuntha unless he has completely developed the good qualities. So that's the reason we are always advised, cultivate good qualities, because we want to go back home. Then if we have these bad qualities, we won't be able to live there, you know. We won't be able to live. We'll be ending up fighting with everyone. So then again, we will come back here to the material world. So we need to clean up these qualities. And how do we clean up the bad qualities, the envy? How do we give up? By chanting Hare Krishna, by hearing from Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita. So the basic principle of goodness is to accept subordination to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Now we think, what is goodness? Maybe if I speak kindly to others, maybe if I'm, give charity to others, I'm good. Maybe if I don't lie, I'm good. Maybe if I always speak the truth, I'm good. We have different concepts. But here, what is the basic principle of goodness? To accept subordination to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. What does that mean? That Krishna is the Supreme Lord and I am his eternal servitor. That is the basic principle. That's the foundation which opens our door to go back home, back to Godhead. That's what we need to come to the point, because we are like, no, why is Krishna God? Why should I accept subordination to him? For what? I can be my own. I'm independent. Why do I have to accept? till the time we are having that mentality, we will continue remaining in this material world. So this is the foundation for us to enter Vaikuntha. And this is a basic principle of goodness. This is what goodness actually means. Okay, so then the sages therefore were surprised to see that the two doormen who checked them from entering the palace were not exactly like the residents of Vaikuntha Lok. It may be said that the doorman's duty is to determine who should be allowed to enter the palace and who should not. But that is not relevant in this matter. Why? Because no one is allowed to enter Vaikuntha planets unless he has developed 100% his mentality of devotional service to the Supreme Lord. No enemy of the Lord can enter Vaikuntha Loka. The Kumaras concluded that the only reason for the doormen checking them was that the doormen themselves were imposters. So then it's the duty of the doorman to, we also have the security guards in our buildings. They will ask who you're going, why you're going, write down. Or then they'll call, this one has come to meet you, can I send them up? We have that. So here, Jai Vijay, now we might say they're just doing their duty, but the four Kumaras are saying, somebody who is entering Vaikuntha means he is already situated in that devotional service to the Lord. He already has that mood that the Lord is my master, I'm his servant. So why are they stopping us? The very fact we have been able to come to Vaikuntha, because we have this. So then that means these are not real Vaikuntha Vasis. They are themselves, they are envious. Any comments or questions to that? If no, we continue reading. So we also, when we are entering the gate of heaven, gate of, not heaven, spiritual world, then if we have envy, then we'll be stopped. No entry. Go back. Go back. Where is your love? Then we have to develop our love. Then what to do? Then we hear and chant. Just accept, I'm Krishna's servant. Whatever he does is good for me. Like in that way, go back home, back to Godhead. No need to think too much. So nahi antaram bhagavati tiha samasta kukshav atmanam atmani nabho nabha shivadiraha pashyanti yatra yuvayo sura lingino kim vyuta no vyutpaditam hi udara bedi bhayam yatosya. In the Vaikuntha world, there is complete harmony between the residents and the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Just as there's complete harmony within space between the big and the small skies. Why then is there a seed of fear in this field of harmony? These two persons are dressed like inhabitants of Vaikuntha. But where from can their disharmony come into existence? So they are still contemplating. The four Kumaras, they are saying this perfect harmony in the spiritual world. It's in this material world. We don't see this perfect harmony. Why? It's because we are envious of each other. Each individual is potentially a potential to be envious of each other. And why does that envy, where does it stem from? The root cause is our envy of Krishna. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7, that all conditioned living entities are born in this material world due to delusion and hate. And what is that? Because we want to be the supreme. We want to be the controller. But in Vaikuntha, no, everyone accepts, yes, I'm not the controller. Krishna is the controller. I'm just his eternal servant. Krishna loves me a lot. I love him a lot. Let me just engage in Hari Katha. Let me just do my little service, whatever I have. And that they are happy. Everyone's happy. Everyone is happy there. There is no anxiety. There's no fear. There is no need to pay bills. Oh, these bills are due at the end of the month. I need to pay the bills. Or there is no whatever. We have so many anxieties here. disturbances caused by other living entities. No, nothing like that. So just as there are different departments in each state in this material world, the civil department and the criminal department, so in God's creation, there are two departments of existence. As in the material world, we find that the criminal department is far, far smaller than the civil department. So this material world, which is considered the criminal department, is 1/4 of the entire creation of the Lord. Now, we are living in Taiwan. So the country is so big. The residents that are living outside are so many more. And the prison is so small. It's just given a small particular area, a particular small land in the big country. Okay, where all the criminals will be put. So this material world is a prison for us. This is the criminal department. Durga Devi is the jailer. She's in charge. Maya Devi, Durga Devi. And that's why people pray to her. They think she's going to let them go. Let us pray to the jailer. She will let us go. No, she listens to Krishna. She is a servant of Krishna. And so 1/4 creation is this material world. That means 3/4 creation is the spiritual world. Okay. So all living entities who are residents of the material universes are considered to be more or less criminals because they do not wish to abide by the order of the Lord, or they are against the harmonious activities of God's will. Now we think we are so great. I'm so great, I'm so beautiful, I'm so whatever. I am so kind, I'm so moralist, I'm so whatever. We make so many things for ourselves. But the very fact that we are here in this material world, that we are inside a material body, what does that mean? What is Bhagavatam saying? We are more or less criminals. Bhagavatam is saying. Why? Because we are inside the prison. It's not that we are just visiting. We were forced to come here. Why? Because of our activity. Why? Because we are saying, why will I listen to God's will? My will is supreme. Everything should happen according to my will. I don't know if you'll have seen that. There's one movie with Jim Carrey that he gets to be God, and he creates such havoc. You know, he makes the moon big just because he wants it, and it creates like the whole environment is destroyed, earthquakes, and just I forget the name of the movie. So if we really had that power, just goes to show, you know, we are going to destroy ourselves and destroy others. We are not fit to that things should happen according to our will, no matter how much we think we are correct. But Krishna is the perfect person to be God. He's all auspicious, all kind, all loving. And being God is not a post anyways. We can never become God. So the principle of creation is that Supreme Lord, the personality of Godhead, is by nature joyful, and he becomes many in order to enhance his transcendental joy. The living entities, like ourselves, being part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, are meant to satisfy the senses of the Lord. Thus, whenever there is a discrepancy in that harmony, immediately the living entity is entrapped by Maya or illusion. So now this is our origin. The Supreme Lord is there. He's the Supreme Personality of Godhead. What is his nature? Satchitananda. Eternal, full of bliss, and full of happiness. Ananda, full of happiness. Now, he wants to enhance this enjoyment. He wants to enjoy more. What does he do? We are the living entities. We are his tiny parts and parcels. Very tiny parts and parcels. So he wants to enjoy with us a loving exchange, like a father. Why does he have children? So he can enjoy with the children. He takes care of the children. The father becomes a servant of the children. He becomes a horse for the child, you know, so the child can ride. He will go work hard, make money for the child, to bring food for him. He will carry him on his shoulder. Everything the father does. He becomes a servant of the child. But why did he have the child? Because he wanted to enjoy with him. He wanted to have this loving exchange with him. You know, the love Why is the father doing all this? Is because of the love. He wants to see the child happy. Same. We are Krishna's children. We are parts and parcels of Krishna. He's the one who's taking care of us. Now, he had us for this reason, to have loving relationship with him. But what do we say? Who are you? Why are you God? I want to be God. Whenever we think that, immediately we are put here in this material world. That is Maya. That is illusion. That's the point. That thinking, why is Krishna supreme? I should be supreme. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay. And we are eternal. It's not that at any point of time that he created us, We have to understand that. It's not that, oh, there was a time when we did not exist and suddenly he made us. No, we are always existing. As Krishna is always existing, we are always existing eternally. So we just have to give up this mentality. And as soon as we give up this mentality, then we are in Vaikuntha. We are in the spiritual world. That is Vaikuntha mentality. The external energy of the Lord is called the material world. And the kingdom of the internal energy of the Lord is called Vaikuntha, or the kingdom of God. In the Vaikuntha world, there is no disharmony between the Lord and the residents. Therefore, God's creation in the Vaikuntha world is perfect. There is no cause of fear. We can see here in this material world how much fear we have. And each of us may be fearful of different things, I might say, oh, I'm feared that there might be an earthquake at any time. Oh, what's going to happen? Maybe the building will fall on my head. You'll say, what? I'm not fearful at all. So what if there's an earthquake? I'll just run or whatever. But you might be fearful of something else. Each of us is fearful of different things. Someone is fearful of getting old. Somebody is fearful of being lonely. Someone is fearful of diseases, different things. But Vaikuntha, there is no fear. There's perfect. Everything is in harmony. There's no anxiety. Everyone is just happy there, just happy. The entire kingdom of God is such a completely harmonious unit that there is no possibility of enmity. Everything there is absolute, just as there are many physiological constructions within the body, yet they work in one order for the satisfaction of the stomach. And just as in a machine, there are hundreds and thousands of parts, yet they run in harmony to fulfill the function of the machine. In the Vaikuntha planets, the Lord is perfect, and the inhabitants also perfectly engage in the service of the Lord. So everyone is accepting and following the will of the Lord in Vaikuntha. So it's perfectly happening. How Prabhupada is giving example that in a machine, there's hundreds and thousands of parts that are making the full machine move, The full machine, there's so many parts. And because they're perfectly working, these tiny, tiny parts, the full big machine is working properly. So we are tiny parts of Krishna. And in the Vaikuntha world, everyone is perfectly engaged in the service of the Lord. And where does this stem from? Because of the love that the inhabitants have for Krishna, and the love that Krishna has for each living entities. So everything is in perfect harmony. Nobody says that I will be the director, I will be the heroine. No, the scene should be like this. How the movie is made, there is one director and he's telling the actors, you do this, you do this, you do this, you do this. And then when they're all doing their roles, then it's a successful movie. Everyone's happy. But if the director is telling one actor, you do this, and another actor, you do that, and they start saying, why should I do this? I want to do like this, and I want to do like that. How's the movie going to be made? The only thing is everybody's just going to end up fighting. No, I want to be the hero. No, I want to do this one or that one, So we just have to accept perfect will of the Lord, understanding He's my best well-wisher. Okay, we still have quite a bit of this. Shall we stop here for today?
Yes.
Any questions, comments, or anything? So we are getting like a preview. We are getting how we see a movie. Before the movie, we see the trailer. So this, we are getting a peak view of the spiritual world, a peak view of Vaikuntha. So if there are no other comments or questions, then we'll end here. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Premanande, Hari Bol, Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for listening.